Oh no, the mic's not working. Oh no. Meow. Meow. Oh, meow. 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 Let me switch up the music. Let me switch up the music. Meow. Is that good? Is that a good sound? Is it too loud? I think it's too loud. Maybe it's too loud for me. Meow. Meow. Happy Fin Fun Friday. It's Fin Fun Friday. It's Fin Fun Friday. It's Fin Fun Friday. That means it's the weekend. Meow. Let me say hi to everyone. Oh my god, Omega Andy, congrats on being first. Hello to iHams. Hello to Will. Hello to Robin Jones. Hello to Eduji. Hello to Tenjenk. Hello to Klaus. Hello to Celine. Hello, Celine. Did I get everyone? Happy Fin Fun Friday! Da 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 da. Poker! Happy Fin Fun Friday! Thank you for the 30th stream streak! Hello, Boromir! Oh, are they not working? They're not working. Why are they not working? Wait, hold on. Why you no work? Hold on. Oh, thank you for the high Jade Omega Andy. Wait, why isn't plush not working? Normally it works just fine. 1 second. Let me see if I can get it to work. Okay, I think I got it. I might have to do it manually, but I got it. It work. How's your guys' week so far? How's your Friday so far? I'll be in a movie, so I'll miss book club again. Are you gonna also... Wait, what movie are you gonna see? Have fun at the movies. What movies are you gonna see? Meow. Hi, Celine. Threatening. You know this is elder abuse, by the way. That's elder abuse. What you're doing? Bullying me? In some states, legally, this might be considered elder abuse. I just went to the wrong movie theater, but should still have time to make it to the right one after eating. Oh my goodness, Eduji Gamba! You got this. You got this. When does what normally start? The movie? Why do I not show my face? I am 2.5D. I VTube. And I show my face occasionally. 55 stream streak! Eduji, thank you! Thank you, Eduji! Ah! I'm older. I'm 89,001 years old. I'm older. Yeah. At least by human standards, I think. I don't know what that is in human years. I think in human years it's somewhere between 25 and 53. I'm not quite sure where it is though. You didn't tell her? I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. I thought you were only 1 year old. What do you mean? I'm old enough. I'm grown. I'm built. A 1 year old? I'm older than all of you here. I'm almost positive I'm older than all of you here. 89,001 years old. I am 1,000. CJ, happy Fin Fun Friday. Thank you for checking in. How are you today? How's your Friday so far, Grandma? All right. Don't push it, guys. Don't push it. No, be nice to me. Be nice to me. Are you older than your Kami Oshi? Absolutely. 1,000% I am. I think she knows it too. And I think it surprises her every time. I finally got in touch with my doctor, got the written prescriptions, but now I just gotta find a pharmacy that has them. I found out my meds have been on back order everywhere for a month. No! Gamba will. No. It's so possible. It's so maybe you can call ahead and ask rather than having to go up to each pharmacy in person. And it's calling. Just call instead of going in person. I hope they allow that. Built AF true. Guys, don't put your years. Don't put your years. ちょっと待って. Don't actually start saying your ages. This is the internet. Please. Kia ora, William. Happy swashbuckling Saturday to you. Hello, Shoobs. Thank you for checking in. Happy Fin Fun Friday. 1 million beers old. Exactly, Borrow. Wait, I don't even like beer, but exactly, Borrowmere. You got it. We all have back pain. Speak for yourself. I don't got back pain. I do my stretches every morning. I do my Tai Chi. I do my bar exercises. I do my physical therapy exercises. I still can do my splits. And I can lift my my fin above my head. I'll take 1 million beers, please. Lucky you. Oh my god, you guys' back hurts? I'm young, so no back pain for me. Alright, Poker, keep it that way. Well, I just got out from rock climbing again. How is rock climbing? I've always wanted to try rock climbing. I have some degenerate arthritis. Yeah, you're excused, Robin Jones, from the stretches. Shoobs, thank you for the 3-stream streak. It's because I carry the biggest ego in my friend group. You know what? Someone has to bear the burden. And I'm glad it's you, Borrowmere. Someone has to have the confidence. My back hurts, but that's because I'm gonna get you, Will. I know what you look like. I'm gonna get you. That ain't even true. It's so fun. Need to train and get better. I want to try rock climbing so bad. All of my strength is in my fin. Like, that's where I hold the most muscle, is in my tail. So I wanna build up my back and my arms so I could be like whoosh whoosh and carry all the cute girls around. Guys, did you hear what happened to me at the gym? Oh my god, sorry. I just remembered. Let me tell you what happened today at the gym. What happened, Ahams? Are you okay? Are you okay? Guppy got hit on. I did not get hit on by a baddie. Well, I guess depending on some people would say this is getting hit on. I don't think this is getting hit on. I think this is just really funny. CJ, thank you for the 3-stream streak. What is it? Oh, I went to the gym, and you know, I always wear like little funky out like t-shirts and then like baggy pants to the gym. That's like my go-to. Oh my god, hi Navigator San, you're late as hell. Why are you so late, Navigator? What the heck? My usual go-to is like baggy pants and a baggy shirt, but it's like you know what? I'm labeling you now Navigator. You're no longer manager. You can't manage. You're navigating. You're a better navigator. Well, thank you for the bitty bite. But yes, I showed up. Wait. What was I saying? Oh, I showed up to the gym in my usual, you know, attire. Baggy shirt, baggy pants, baggy hoodie. I look like I'm drowning in clothes. William, thank you for the 7-stream streak. And I wear, you know, different shirts every time. No! I see you on the red app. Thank you for the lurk, Celine. I show up and she looks at my shirt and she goes, and she looks at me up and down and she looks at my shirt and then she looks back up at me and she's like, I really like your shirt. Happy Pride. And then checks me into the gym like with the little scanner thing and says nothing else. I wish I could show you guys the shirt. I wish I could show you the shirt I was wearing, but I think I think Twitch will come in here and kill me with its bare claws and just explode the stream if I show you the shirt. Rikuya, thank you for checking in. Happy Fin Fun Friday. Why? Because it's a very sexy lady. It's a very sexy lady, and that's all I can say. What are we doing today? We are doing book club today. You can show us in Discord. I guess technically I could. And I have like several shirts like this. So do you guys remember when I said I used to work at a Star Wars burlesque show? I have all of their merchandise in terms of like the t-shirts. Like they gave them to me as like a gift. And I tend to wear them to go to the gym because I'm like, oh my god, a sexy lady to motivate me to work out so I can be strong and have all of these sexy ladies surrounding me because they're like, wow, you're so strong, you know? You're watching 2 mermaids now? Wow. Is one of them me? You can show a pic and alright guys, I'll show the shirt in Discord, I guess, but I think it's funny to make everyone question it on Twitter as well. But I'll show you guys the shirt on Discord later tonight. Wow, you're cheating with another crew. No, it's okay. It's being open-minded. It's being open. Open crew? Open crew. Insert Doki going nya 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 nya. Poly crew. But basically like that. That's okay. I welcome that. William, wow, be my first time watching this VTuber. Very entertaining. Open port relationship. I believe we can fly. I have to finish my covers, guys. I'm kind of freaking out. I have debated postponing book club and be like, do you guys want to do another cover stream? Because I'm really behind. But I want to do book club. Granted, okay, actually, this brings me into the introduction for today. We're doing book club today. We're finishing up The Last Unicorn. But I have a question for you guys, okay? Because do you guys enjoy book club? Is this something you enjoy? Do you enjoy book club? I do. Because I only have 3 responses. So I'm like, oh my, maybe people don't enjoy book club. More music? What do we do in book club? So, we read like a certain amount of chapters from a book. In this case, it's The Last Unicorn. And we answer some I'll make up some questions, like questionnaire forms that you guys can answer and submit, and then we can like talk about the questions and analyze the book together and like what it means. But maybe I'm making the questions too difficult. Because I only have 3 responses. And I worry that maybe like you guys don't enjoy book club. Can I eat the unicorn? No! You can't eat the unicorn. The questions are hard, but I enjoy the discussion and sense of connection. Okay. I really don't like it. But Ihams, you just got here. You haven't even experienced the book club. Don't ask me, I just got here. Correct answer, Shoobs. I bet The Last Unicorn would probably taste really good. You guys can't eat the unicorn. You can't eat the unicorn. Go, man, one of mine was incomplete. It's okay. Maybe what I'll do is I'll start making the questions optional, and then you can answer which ones you feel more comfortable doing. No eating the unicorn, guys. Oh my god, where's my water? I wish I could lock in on reading, but TBH, I'm doing something else. That's okay. I guess I just want to encourage reading because I know that there's not a lot of time to read. But oh, thank you for the hydrated, Gigi. Oh, I hadn't tried that. I read the book to you guys, and I read a certain amount of chapters, and then we discuss it along the way. Is that something you guys would like to try for the next book? Because this is our first one. This is our first book for book club. So I was testing out different methods, and I was worried that maybe you guys weren't liking it. But how does that sound? Like I read on stream a certain amount of chapters, and then we discuss it along the way. Does that sound good? Like a story time, yeah! But it's like an English class because we're gonna be dissecting it. No, eating the unicorn. No. She's literally the last unicorn. You want to kill off an entire species? Maybe you can do book reviews for book club. I feel like I am not the person to ask for book reviews. I am actually, I think, one of the last people you should ask for book reviews. I don't know why. How do I word this? Like, I feel like I'm either too harsh or way too lenient. And I'm always thinking, what is it? Like, I'm focusing on the things that aren't really important. If you don't think the full club is stream worthy, it could just be a low-key Discord community. I don't think it's not stream worthy. That's not really where I'm getting at. It's more so if you guys are enjoying it. Because if you guys aren't enjoying it, then I'm like, then maybe we gotta switch it up. Because I would like to do book club. So story time sounds fun. You guys like story time? Okay. So maybe we'll try that for the next book. And I'll read like a certain amount of chapters on stream and we'll talk about it along the way. I think I like that. A little story time. Reading the book on stream might get you copyright strike. Wait, really? Really? Why? Wait, why? Why? Is that a thing? It won't? I just read Animal Farm. It is a very dark book. It's a very dark story. It's got a lot of very heavy themes to it. That's why I wanted to start us off with something like in the middle ground, like The Last Unicorn. I felt like it was a good compromise. Good compromise. We read it in class. I think it's a book that everyone should read. Why not? IDKO's more expansive knowledge of toxic Yuri books. Alright. But mostly great and important books. Thank you. Okay, heading to the theater, gotta look. Thank you, IDG, for the lurk. Have fun! You still didn't tell me what movie you're gonna see. I'm still waiting to find out. But let's see. Alright, let's look at these responses. Meow. And then I'll also be giving my responses. Because when I do these forums, I try and read the chapters as fast as I can. And then come up with questions. I'm watching it tonight! I'm watching it pretty late tonight. I don't remember what time. So stream can't go on for too long. So I'm gonna actually try and treat this like a for real book club rather than like me yapping around for 12 hours and then being like, oh wait, I gotta look at the responses. So we're gonna lock in today. Okay, so this portion of book club was chapters 11 through 16? 16, 17? I forgot. 16 or 17. Basically the last portion of The Last Unicorn. And I think it touches upon like the biggest meat, like the climax, the biggest meat part of the story. Oh yeah, I just read up on that. Story time can earn you a strike. Are you serious right now? Who? Where is the strike? Here on Twitch or perhaps somewhere else? It would depend on the book. If the book is in public domain. Okay. Some of the books that I was given suggestions for was not public domain. Let's see how it goes and figure it out from there. Okay. So these forms were hard. I made this one pretty difficult because it is the end of the book and a lot of the themes were kind of coming full circle and a lot of the messaging that was kind of sprinkled in throughout the story was finally coming into light in a very overt way. It is not illegal to read. I have checked this to post and read. So it's not wait, so I won't get a strike or I would get a strike if I read a book for story time? You won't. Okay. Okay, sick. Hell yeah. Okay, good. This is good information. Sorry, I'm like looking up. I'm trying to get to chapter 11 right now. Okay, I have the book in front of me. Here are the pages. Do you guys hear it? It's not illegal to read it. It's illegal to perform copyrighted material without permission unless it's fair use. Define perform. Preform. Define preform for me. Is reading it out loud considered performing? Reading in public in this case. Huh. Huh. Okay. I might have to look into it and triple check because I'm not entirely sure on that. And so maybe we'll put the story time idea on pause unless it's public domain like the Hans Christian Andersen ASMR story time we did, which I would like to continue that. I think that was a lot of fun. Would you guys like to continue that as well and read more stories from him? Something tells me Twitch does not specify. I believe it. Like you couldn't do it with, say, Dune or something. Good. I have no interest in reading Dune. Hey, Guppy, I got the motivation to make a poem about you and the sailors. Can I make it? Oh, yes! Absolutely, William. This is so sweet. Yes! Yes! I would love to read it, please, if you feel comfortable sharing when you're done. Okay, so. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. So, again, these were chapters 11 through 15... 14, something like that, of The Last Unicorn. Oh, You're on it right now? Whoa, you're so quick. And I came up with about 10 feet tall. 10 feet tall. I'm 10 feet tall. Well, I guess with every year I get older, I also get taller. So my birthday was like 2-3 months ago. So I guess I'm 10 feet and 1 inch tall. Did we wanted what? More storytime ASMR of like bedtime stories, like the Hans Christian Andersen ASMR storytime I did a while back. Would that be something you guys like? Meow? Going mute? Okay. I'd like that. Okay. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. So I have the responses in front of me. I'm opening up the chapters now. And because I'm worried about time, I may not be able to get to all of them today, unfortunately, which also is now like a note for me that if I were to do the forms again, I have to cap it to like 10 questions. No more, because I yap a lot. And I spend way too long on a question. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. So the first question I had put was, as magic is a constant theme throughout the book, what does magic symbolize in the story? For me personally, it's really dependent on the character and the individual because it has different sources. And we see it used as both good and evil. I think more than anything, it's kind of like it's in a way kind of like naivety, where naivety is neither good nor bad. It just simply exists until it becomes good or bad. And I think that's kind of like, it's something that is simply used as a tool throughout the story. So I guess kind of like also emphasize the power of the world, or the unseen power of the world, if that makes sense. In some cases it's like part of a person, like naturally speaking, and it kind of separates them, like the unicorn. Or other times it's something to work hard for, like Schmendrick, where magic is not innate for him. And he's also cursed with having to become the greatest wizard while suffering an inability to learn spells or control magic very easily. So really, it has multiple different interpretations, which is why I brought up that question, because it's like, how do you guys feel about it? Let's see what you guys put. Hope and fate and bonds. Technically, yes. Jackson! Happy Fin Fun Friday! How are you? Guppy, this Summerfest is so good. What's Summerfest? What's Summerfest? Meow. I'm not sure who wrote what. I wish I could find out, but I think it depends on which character we're talking about. As a magical being, magic is intrinsic to the unicorn's nature and represents stagnation. Oh, I did not take it that way. A failure to grow and evolve as a person, while for a character like Schmendrick, it represents growth and change and fulfillment for one's potential. For the story as a whole, it could be commentary on the nature of humanity as a species. Throughout the story, we see magic being used as both good and evil purposes, but magic in and of itself is neither. Just as humanity has the capacity for both, so does magic. Maybe I'm stretching and finding meaning where there is none, but that's my interpretation. Summer Game Fest? For Steam? I didn't know that. I have to check out the sale. I don't know anything. You wrote that? It's very good. I guess we were like, what is it? We had the same thought, but we went with different directions about it. Because I relate to Schmendrick a lot in that, like, while he struggles with learning magic and controlling it and growing, I also struggle with learning how to sing and improving and growing. Guppy, if you really enjoy reading, I also wrote a short story. I would love to read your short story, meow. I would love to read your short story. Magic is different from all sources. Wondrous magic from the unicorns is different. Joker, happy Fin Fun Friday. Thank you for checking in. And Schmendrick differs still from the controlled magic of previous king wizards and the curse of the witch. Yes, he struggles with that because he's gonna stay he's forced to be immortal. He didn't even choose that for himself. He's forced to be immortal, similar to the unicorn, but for the unicorn, it's a natural thing for her to be immortal. That's just simply how she is. Unicorns are immortal beings, they're magical beings, where Schmendrick is forced into this role against his will by a curse placed upon him to be the greatest wizard that existed, with something that he struggles with over and over and over again that we see throughout the story. So I don't know, I think that's fascinating. These are very good responses. Okay, why does Molly Grew suggest to Lear to stop slaying the dragons? For me, the way I read the first chapters on my short, red magic seems like the representation of the world we do not understand, moving and living around us regardless of us. Wait. I read the first chapters on my short read magic seems like a representation of the world we do not understand, moving and living around us regardless of us. That is pretty close. The Last Unicorn world is not too different from our own. There's a lot of pop culture references throughout the story, and it's very modern, even though it was written like 60 years ago or something like that. Despite having a lot of fantastical or mythological elements to it. Meow. What was that sound? Joker, thank you for the 5-stream streak. Meow. Meow. But what I took as Molly Grew suggesting Lear to stop slaying the dragons is, I feel like it's kind of like, you know, when someone is like, when a guy is really trying to impress a girl and he's going about it all the wrong way. Like, he's like, whoa, look at my sick car. It's like brand new and it's like really fast. Most girls don't care about cars. Most girls don't care about how fast your car goes. And I think in a very like shallow sense, that's like a comparison that I can make about like why she would suggest that, because that's not something that Almathea would be interested in. Sorry for the bad punctuation, meow. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. I just needed a moment. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes I'll read a comment and I'm like, let me read that again. I definitely didn't process that correctly. But that's not on you, Naroraro. Don't worry about it. I understood you just fine. What was I saying? Oh, car girl, trying to impress her. Yeah. And I think more so, like, I feel like he does it, more for, like, himself, too. Because that's all he knows. That's all he grew up with. And in a way, he doesn't really know how to, how do I say this? There's a part in the story where he talks about how he's only ever been a hero. He's only understood the role of being a hero. He knows how to comfort someone that is weeping and crying and being overtly emotional. And Almathea comes to him with her nightmares, but she's none of that. There's a silent terror in her presentation towards him. She doesn't cry, she doesn't shed tears, but her fright is still very overt despite being so silent, and he has no idea how to confront that because he's been designated this role and has followed that role to a T multiple times over. So now he's presented a new situation and he has no idea how to help. And I feel like this is another example of like him just continuously slaying the dragons to win her over, which is not something she's interested in. And so that's why Molly Grew, who is another woman, is like, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Here, how about this? Don't do that. Try something else instead. Something maybe softer. But that was my interpretation. I never understood why they make cars that go faster than the speed limit. What's the point if you can't go over the limit without getting in trouble? You know, it's actually a good question. I don't know that one. Can someone who knows cars answer the question? Why do they make cars that go faster than the speed limit? Does anyone know the answer to that one? I know there are at least 2 car people in chat right now. Money? Okay. Is that really the case? Is it really? Wait. I didn't know that. I guess, lol. I mean, I believe it. Money is usually a good enough answer for most things. Like, how can we make a quick buck? Thank you for the 5-stream streak again, Joker. Thank you. Wow. Let me see what you guys wrote for the Slaying the Dragons. Tied into that, this is the second and more relevant to the story itself. Reason, Molly tells him that this is, wait, oh, I missed part of this. Show off in Germany. Wait, what's in Germany? What's in Germany? What's in Germany that having fast cars doesn't matter? Lear is going out and slaying these mythical creatures in order to impress another. Hello, Will! Thank you for the first time chat. Hi, I'm new here and I haven't read the book, but to me, fantasy magic is usually interchange equals outer change. So it's interesting to hear of a story where your interpretation is inner stagnation, naivety equals magic. Because it's kind of a tool. It's how it's used. Magic in and of itself is neither good nor evil, but rather how it is used. At least that's how I took it from reading The Last Unicorn. But again, like, this is my interpretation and I am okay to be wrong and taught that I was wrong. And again, thank you for the first time chat. Happy Fin Fun Friday. The Autobahn in Germany OS highway is a highway that has no speed limit? What? I didn't know that. That's terrifying. That's so scary. Germany has a few to non-speed. Why? I guess maybe because they trust people to drive more like safely there. I don't know. I've never been to Germany. I can't imagine being in an area that has no speed limits with the drivers that I know. Holy moly, that's so scary. Wait, Will, have you read the book? Oh wait, you haven't read the book. That's right. I would love to know your onions as we continue though. Where was I at? Aside, Celeste Noah! Happy Fin Fun Friday! How are you today? We all love Guppy. I love you guys more! Wah! You're okay? Gas is another good excuse. Is it really? Gas is expensive. Gas is expensive when you go fast. Yeah, you're okay. I'm glad you're having a good Friday so far. Thank you for stopping by, Celeste Noah. Have you read The Last Unicorn, perchance? Aside from being good dating advice, I think you could interpret it in two ways. Firstly, as a commentary on how a lot of old folks in fairy tales, the hero slays the dragon or whatever, and the princess immediately wants to jump him. Even by the standards of the late 1960s and early 70s, that was considered sexist and cliche. Tied into that is the second and more relevant to the story itself reason. Molly tells him that because Lear was, to borrow a phrase from Robert Jordan, thinking with the hair on his chest. Lear only started slaying dragons and doing heroic deeds because he was trying to show Lady Amalthea how manly he was, which inadvertently drove her away. Oh! So it's a commentary on toxic masculinity and misogyny too. Oh wow, the screen is so blurry. I need glasses. It's Guppy-Chi. It's not Guppy-Chi. Back when it was cheaper, actually, you're right. That's true. Gas is too expensive now, but back then it was a lot. Granted, there was a, what is it? Wasn't there not a gas shortage, but like prices went up for gas and it was stupid expensive, and that's why some laws came about, like how in some places you could make a right turn even on a red light because it helps you save gas rather than idling the car. I don't know things. I'm just a silly guy. I like learning stuff. But what do I know? I'm gonna jump to Twitch unless you want me to stay here. Wherever you want, Narurara. I wherever you prefer, meow. Genuinely. Yo-ho, yo-ho, Higgery D, here are shanties across the sea. We follow our captain who's 10 feet tall, who bless our ears with beautiful songs. We laugh, we sing with great big cheers, we raise our hands with a big hear hear. Go through the waves and storms as we go, but no amount of waves can break our soul. Feeling the waves and the storm subside, we stand and cheer with great pride. Captain Guppy stands mighty and proud, raising their fists to cheer so loud. Oh! So cute! So cute! Can we get claps for William? That was so cute. So it's like Shrek critiquing the princess guarded by a dragon, saved by a heroic knight trope. Kind of. Basically, yeah. I can can see that absolutely, but also more so like the assumption that she would just fall in love with you because you're doing all of this violence for her sake. William, that was so cute. Thank you. Can we get claps, please? Can we get some claps? I just got plump red now. Why are you red? Why are you red? Don't be embarrassed. I think it's so sweet. I love it. Thank you. If there's only one Guppy supporter on the Red app, that's me. Thank you, Noro. Again, I wrote that response. It took me too long to write that. I'm so sorry. But this is very well thought out. This is very well thought out. Veras! Thank you for checking in. Happy Fin Fun Friday. I feel like being violent amongst a stranger would scare most people. Yes! The common sense thing would be that. But however, stories for a very long time assumed that that's what women wanted. I snap for poetry. Is it picking it up? I liked this response because bloody dragon heads aren't very appropriate. Garrick! Happy Fit Fun Friday! Thank you for checking in! How are you today? I'm embarrassed for my answers compared to others. I have much room to learn for future book club. No, don't be embarrassed, Eduji. Do not be embarrassed. This is not the point. The point is not about being embarrassed. My my response in regards to magic is so off and completely different from everyone else's. So it's not rather, what is it? It's not meant to be compared, but rather a moment for us to read something together and share how we took the story from one another, and then on top of that, to have a moment to come together and discuss a shared subject and expand our minds and perspectives of one another and how we interpret things, which then helps us learn how to better engage with the media around us. Does that make sense? I don't know if I made any sense. I feel like I just rambled a lot and I didn't think. I'm ready for mermaid merriment on Fish Fun Friday. It's just a lot of yapping today. Hopefully Lusali will roll around soon. Hopefully I don't scare them either way. No, Lusali's so sweet. She will. Maybe. Who knows? Today is a lot of the people who are watching The Amazing Digital Circus. But it's okay. If people can't come, like there's no pressure. Like I want people to live their lives and enjoy the things that they enjoy. And I like hearing about it when they are ready to come back. Does that make sense? Like, I just want this to be something where you guys can feel better and then you're like, whoa, wait, actually, I want to touch grass. And then when you relax from touching grass, I want to hear all about the experience of you touching grass. I had to mute you because I needed silence to focus. That's fair. Book clubs are about sharing your feelings. There's no right answers. Exactly. Garrick's got it. Garrick's got it. I guarantee there are weirder things talked about in book clubs. I believe it. I believe it. Just based off of like the books that are out there, 1,000%. I saw one. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for this tangent, but I saw a book today. I didn't get a chance to check if it was AI, honestly, because I was so flabbergasted by its existence. But it's a romance novel, and it's like the MC is pregnant, and like the guy that she's with looks like Schmeagol from Lord of the Rings. It's probably like I literally could not believe that was a cover. I scrolled it, looked at it for 2 seconds, and scrolled away. I didn't even want to process the rest of the information. But later the book cover was like think like a 1980s like cliche, very kitschy. I did not get the title. I quite literally glazed over and scrolled away because I'm trying to consume less brain rot. And I felt like that was prime brain rot material right there. But it was literally a pregnant MC and like I think like a purple dress or something, or like love, and it's this Schmeagol holding her like big spooning her, and she's pregnant. I was like, this can't be real. Like genuinely, this can't be real. This has to be a joke. Comparison is the thief of joy. I agree. No comparing allowed. And bad people are thieves of your cool stuff. Huh? I mean, yes, but huh? I wish I could be no, you are wonderful, Celeste. You're so wonderful. No comparing. This is a great book club ASMR oh, this is not supposed to be ASMR. Hold on. Do you want it to be ASMR? That would be really funny. I have way too I feel like I'm one of the worst people to do ASMR because I I get very easily excited, or just I'm very excitable in general. I felt so bad hanging out with Lulu. Oh my god, hi Blade, for Lulu's stream, because I would just get so ramped up and excited at the most random things that would pop up, and I was like, I need to calm down. I need to calm down. I'm being way too much right now. And so I think I am not the best person. Oh, thank you for checking in, Blade. Happy Fin Fun Friday. I am not the best person for ASMR. I get way too excited. My precious. Want to know the reason why I got motivated to do the poem? I would love to know the reason why you got motivated. Lulu's such a vibe. I love Lulu. I love Lulu so much. I aspire to be as great as she is. She's so cool. That's why I wish to enjoy the calm and joy of your streams for however they last. Oh. that was so subtle. That was good. That was good, Naro. Yeah. Well, that's why your book clubs are so fun. You make us think and you get us excited for you get excited about the material. I do get very excited. Ooh. I just thought about the Yoho Higgery D and then started rhyming stuff with that, and I had motivation to. Oh, it's so cute. It's so sweet. You literally just went on a roll. That was impressive. You did that so fast. Good job, William. I really like it. Thank you again. I'm gonna screenshot it later. I don't know this book. The Last Unicorn. I would argue, I think it's like a classic now. Written in 1969 by Peter S. Beagle. It's really good. We're just finishing it up today, and then we're gonna host a movie night on Discord to watch the animated movie together, and then we'll pick our next book. Made it to the theater, lights going dark. Forgot my earplugs though, but I'll bear with it. Hope I can catch more book club afterwards. Good luck. Enjoy the movie, Aduji. Enjoy. Be safe. Be safe. And have lots of snacks. Pretty classic. Yeah, it is classic, and it's pretty. I can copy it and put it in the Discord. Please and thank you. Please and thank you, William. Please and thank you. Gamba Eduji. What's the meaning of the title The Last Unicorn? I find it interesting to learn about the book from all those interpretations. What are the other responses? Oh, whoops. Actually, wait, what's the meaning of the title The Last Unicorn? Oh, I'm sorry, Will. So the meaning of the title is because she believes that she might potentially be the last unicorn alive. That's like the whole journey of the story, is that unicorns hadn't been seen for a century or so, and she hadn't even seen unicorns for a while too. So what channel? Art is good. Art is a good one. You can put it in. Where the entire time people just keep commenting, like, either they don't recognize her as a unicorn because magic is lost in the world, or it's very weak in the world, or if they do recognize her as a unicorn, it's a wonder because it's unseen, it's unheard of to have seen a unicorn in ages. Hey, why is that doing that? Wait a minute. Let me fix that outports. Why is it off? Why is it doing that? Maybe I could. Oh, that's why it's off. I fix it now. Okay, there we go. There's a book called Gone. It's basically a dystopia book. Oh, fascinating. I would love to know more about it. If you have suggestions, please put it in the suggestions tab on Discord. I always check recommendations. I love learning about new books out there, because even if we can't read them on stream, I do read them, or I try to read as many as I can off stream, because I do enjoy reading. I really like reading. Like, I mean, this moment in time you allow us to share with each other may not last forever, but likely... Wait. Oh, I see him. Happy Fin Fun Friday. Thank you for checking in. How are you today? But like an unlikely romance or a memorable adventure, I'm happy that it happens. Oh, Narara, you always come in at the most random times with the most beautiful words. Where do you cut? Like, bro is a secret philosopher? Poet? I don't know. And they're so sweet every time. Bully Guppy by throwing plushies. No, this is elder abuse. Back to work. Good luck at work, Garrick. Have fun. Be safe. I hope it's so chill and not stressful at all, and that you get to relax soon, and that the shift goes very easily, and you don't have to talk to too many strangers. No, don't throw small things. That's dangerous. They could get in my eye. Let me read the last response. because I think it's really cute. I really like this one. Because bloody dragon heads aren't very appropriate gifts for a lady or a unicorn. I agree. Doing things for someone who did not wish for those things to be done is not exactly a good idea. Yes, actually, I'm so glad someone touched upon this, because crazy take here. I think if someone does not, like, how do I word this? People are not owed to give you something in return if you do something for them, and they don't owe you in that regard a positive reaction if you do something for them that one they didn't ask and turns out they didn't want. I think maybe that's just me though. But yes, I'm glad someone touched upon this. It did make him a fairy tale hero though. He did end up falling into this role of like the cliche stereotypical hero, but is it the hero that she wanted? No. And I think he just does it with no expectations. He doesn't. I think he, at this point, actually kind of gives up on the idea of her, because he even laments when talking to Molly Grew on how he's just going to end up like his father, Lear, where he'll just accept what is essentially like being extremely depressed and no joy in life. And maybe then he'll finally understand his father and like have a proper conversation with one another, because he's never been able to understand his dad, King Lear, for those of you who don't know, who is kind of like the embodiment of who I think is a good example of a written persona of gluttony. Or King Haggard, I'm sorry, yes, King Haggard. Not Prince Lear, I mean King Haggard. Prince Lear, King Haggard. King Haggard is, I think, a really good written personification. Hi, Valentis! Happy Fin Fun Friday. Actually, Swashbuckling Saturday for you. How are you today? Thank you for checking in. But King Haggard is all about like the consumption of things, but he takes no joy in it. It's always very short-lived, and he always wants more and more and more, because it's never envy. Like, he is envious of people that are happy, but he just craves it, and he eats it, and he takes as many things as he can in hopes of finding joy, and never does. And it's always more and more and more. And I personally think this is a great example of gluttony, outside of like the stereotypical sense of like consuming food, where everyone always, it kind of tends to be the default of gluttony. But like the sin of gluttony is rather the overconsumption of something and like hoarding it all to yourself, in a way. And greed. Thank you, Will. Thank you. And like he just and he doesn't share ever. It's not something that he partakes with even amongst his closest around him. But thank you, Will. If you can't tell, I'm a little crispy. I was working on covers earlier. I'm almost done with Oro. I finished the first verse. I am almost done with the second verse, and I did all of the choruses. So I might finish. Careful who you spend your energy on. If it's not appreciated, you're spending that energy on the wrong person. A take that I have on this topic, but from a different perspective. I didn't read the book, Lil, so maybe I may be way off base. I mean, you have the right idea. Like, you should be wary of King Haggard. I think there's something Will sent that I missed. It's interesting that she's the last unicorn. Bomb report! Happy Fin Fun Friday! Thank you for checking in. How are you today? That she's the last unicorn with all the symbolism around unicorns being purity, goodness, and innocence. And I would argue, I mean, she is all of those things. She is pure. She is innocent. And I wouldn't necessarily know if she is good. And I think they kind of talk about this because, like, her actions aren't necessarily of evil, but of genuine innocence. Like, she says things, and they're sometimes very hurtful things, too. But because she doesn't have the emotions of a human, she doesn't understand creatures that are finite. Mikey, thank you for checking in. Happy Fin Fun Friday. How are you today? So how does that fit with his hatred of cats? I actually didn't think too much on that one. Let me think on that. I mean, cats are often a symbolism of, like, you're usually a symbolism of evil, but I don't think he would apply it in this case. I think cats are creatures with very strong boundaries, and Beagle has a very good sense of, sorry, of the misogynistic undertones of the world already, especially in the 60s and 70s. So I think it's more so the sense of like cats cannot be claimed like Haggard would claim them, and them as creatures inherently would not allow that. It's all very consent based. But again, like I could be wrong on this. I could be very well wrong on this because I didn't ask myself that question on his hatred for cats. That's a good question. That's a really good question, but cats claim you. Exactly. I'm gonna have to read this book now. I've become too curious not to. Please read it. And there's plenty of audiobooks out there. It's a very good book. And it's not too long either. I know, like, if I wasn't doing a billion things prepping for Pengi Party, I could probably read this book in a day. Easily. Or in, like, a couple of hours. It's not too long. But yeah, where's Denya when you need her? Alright, the next question was, what does the small cat in the scullery represent? What is the cat's significance? Oh, speaking of cats, excellent job, Valentis. I really struggled with this question because I never thought about the cat too much, and like his Valentis, thank you for the 55 streak. Thank you. But I think the cat has its own, what is it? I'm so happy you like hanging out with me. Yeah. The cat has its own it has its own interest, its own purpose, and it and it wants to how do I word this? I took the cat as a creature that is self-serving its own interests, but not in a bad way, because it wants to help Amathea. It's again like a creature of strong boundary, and it's of its own will, and it's something that King Haggard can't claim. Cats will not easily allow someone to claim will over them, or their will over them. So I think that was my take, but again, like I didn't know too much, and I wanted to see what you guys thought. He's just a little guy. Hell yeah, he is just a little guy. Oh yeah, the cat made me see the themes of servitude. Yeah? Yeah? Hell yeah. Honestly, I've wondered about that myself for years, because the scullery cat talking always struck me as kind of random. I think there's a lot of things that like at first glance seem random because they seem out of place in the story, and a talking cat theoretically shouldn't be in like a magical world. We have a talking skeleton later on in the book. Like bro's just literally a talking skeleton. Hey Guppy, look at this. I'm looking, I'm perceiving. What it you already gave so much during the anniversary. You are so driving tonight or tomorrow. Hi Wheels, happy Fit Fun Friday. Thank you for the subs. How are you today? Hi. I'm so normal right now. Ooh. Thank you, Wheels. How's your Friday going so far? And I hope you're feeling better, by the way. Wheels does it again, the madman. Cannot be stopped. It was truly a Friday of all time. In a good way? In a good way? In a good way? Please say it was a good Friday. Or that it will now become a good Friday because you're hanging out with us. Let's go with that. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know. Okay, yes, please tell me more later. Like servitude versus being your own person, the cat wishes to serve but also wants to be their own individual, and it feared that the unicorn's touch would unmake them. That was my overall take. Yes! Yes, I think it's the act of choosing to help someone. or the act of like, I am doing this for my own selfish want, like, which I ooh, sorry, which I think is like is that such a bad thing, you know? Is that such a bad hey, wait. Will, you found, thank you for joining the Seaside Shanty. Why did the notification not go off? Why didn't the notification go off? Thank you for joining the Seaside Shanty, Will. I saw on my email. Ryan! Guys, it's my wife! It's my wife! Hi, Ryan. How are you today, sweet pea? We're talking about The Last Unicorn right now. How are you? Wah! Wah! How are you today? We're talking about the little cat in The Last Unicorn right now and what the potential symbolism behind that little guy is. I'm doing great, especially because you're here. But I'm doing good. I'm so excited to talk about The Last Unicorn. I love it. I love this. I've never read, so watched. You've never read or watched it? We must fix at least one of those. We must fix one of those. We're gonna have a movie night on Discord for The Last Unicorn because what is it? Because we're finishing the book and I would like to show everyone the movie. It's so beautiful. I've always wanted to cosplay Almathea, but I'm scared of being blonde. Ryan is my wife. Yeah. Being honest selfish or dishonestly selfish? That's the question. Literally, that's the question, Naroraro. Hold on, let me see why, why, maybe trigger fire? Or is it steam elements that's not connected? Please tell me when. I will tell you. It's not too long of a movie either. It's not too long of a movie. Let me see if it's steam elements that is disconnected somehow. Because the notification should have gone through. Yeah, it is disconnected. I have to reconnect it right now. Okay. I'm afraid to ask this because I'm afraid to ask this, but only Manager Stan. Manager Stan, are you here? Are you here right now? I need you to wait. Actually, I can test this right now. I could test this maybe. Damn, when was the wedding? It was actually a very private wedding. What is so Will joined the crew, but there was no notification for it. So I'm trying to figure out why it didn't go through. But I'm afraid to ask for one sailor to unfollow and then refollow to see if I fixed it. But I'm afraid all of you are gonna forget to join again, then I'll be sad. Thank you, Ryan! Yay, it worked! Thank you! I fixed it. Thank you, Ryan. Okay, what was the next question? I forgot. Good work. Thank you, me and my pea brain and technology. I don't understand human technology, guys. It's scary. I also forget the stream elements you have to reconnect every once in a while, but it doesn't tell you when. The cat. Yes, the cat. We're talking about selfish help or rather honestly selfish or dishonestly selfless. My Wi-Fi was lagging when I joined, so that might add something to do with it. No, I think it was me because I checked and I was disconnected from stream elements. So actually, Will, thank you for pointing that out to me. You helped me out. You saved my tail. So let me see what the next part is. He's just a little guy. I do like that answer. He is just a little guy. I honestly have wondered about that myself for years because the Scullery Cat always talking struck me as something kind of random. Oh yes, I did read this and we talked about this for a bit. But if I had to speculate, aside from being a plot device to get our heroes moving again, the cat could also be a symbol of change, at least in the sense that Almathea is dangerously close to losing her old identity as a unicorn in favor of her new identity as a mortal woman. Just as the cat was changed by gaining the ability to speak when Almathea touched him too, so too is Almathea changing through her budding feelings for Lear, if that makes sense. That makes perfect. Ooh. So the cat could be like a mirror device, a mirror plot device, where they're mirroring each other, but in different senses, where the cat might be inadvertently changing into something else, outside of his control, kind of like how Almathea was changed into a human outside of her control. Yes, you're cooking. I see the vision. This is a good response. I see the vision. Why is a cat here? I assume that if anyone else found a cat, they would order to kill it because King Haggard sucks. A foil, exactly, a foil. And since cats are obviously very smart, they should know how to avoid a place that kills cats. So why is a cat here? I think the unicorn's presence is the obvious reason. The cat wishes to serve the unicorn like all other creatures of nature. However, the cat has an interesting conflict between servitude and one sense of self. Being too close to the unicorn would be too much, so it helped Molly instead. I also wonder if this is like, what is it? Like, maybe a comment on how animals are moving away from the unicorn because she is so different, not just in her human form, but like she as a creature are very different from the regular finite domestic animals. Like a lot of wild animals interact with the unicorn, but I think this might be the first time we see a domestic animal interact with her, and a domestic animal would be more familiar with humans and creatures that are not of magic or immortal. So maybe that could be another comment on that too. That's a really good point. I was hoping that response made sense, the mirroring transformation thing. Yeah! No, it does make sense. Like Will said, basically they're foils of each other. That's really good. That was really good, Will. To serve is to lose a part of yourself, especially if your master is King Haggard. I can understand that take. That's also true. But I guess it also like depends, because while you lose part of maybe some time or maybe some free will because you're serving someone else, you gain in a sense like security and connection and safety, especially as like in the sense of royal court. But even then, I'm thinking about this like in a historian sense. Working in a royal court was also inadvertently dangerous, and I could talk about that some other time. There's a lot of courts that like if you worked in them, you were more likely to die in the court than outside of it. Not just from even interacting with doctors alone. But that's neither here or there. That's like completely off topic. Anyways, I'm thinking way off course. Where were we? The concept of heroism. And do you think it's been depicted outside its conventional norm? I think it was depicted... how do I word this? I think it was depicted in its conventional norm, but its commentary on it was not the convention itself. Rather than showing it in a very positive light, or not a positive light, but Beagle kind of flips the script where this expectation is not necessarily helpful to everyone around. And that doing good deeds, or like rather committing to heroism, might be more self-serving rather than helpful to those around you. But he does do the right thing all the time, and he feels like these things must be accomplished, but are they the things that are helpful? That's my take on it, at least. And I think Beagle like makes you pause and question, like, are these conventional heroic acts healthy for the people around, including yourself? Like, being constantly in this spot, is it healthy for yourself? Lear was doing these heroic acts not because he necessarily believed in the cause, but because he wanted to impress the lady. That is true. He wanted to impress her, but he was a hero outside of meeting Almathea. I think he just really pushed it when he met her. Does the book depict heroism outside of the norm? Yes and no. The Last Unicorn is really good at showing us the full gambit of heroism from the surface level, i.e. Lear going out and doing good deeds and eliminating external threats. Are heroes bad? That depends. That does depend sometimes. And I think this is one of the what is it? Like one of the first medias I remember reading as a kid that like made me ask that question. Lear sacrificing everything for the sake of Amalthea. And I think that's another thing too. Like, heroes necessarily focus on like the good of the world as a whole, but Lear focuses entirely on one person, and that's not necessarily something that heroes do. You know who would do something like that? Who would do anything for one person, and it might even come across as like maybe good from like like your own perspective, but bad towards others. Villains do that. And I thought that was very interesting that it became almost a little I don't want to say obsessive, because he didn't go that far, but like very short-sighted. It was very, very narrow-sighted of him, where he was just committing everything for Amalthea. And normally heroes kind of focus on the grander scheme of the world and everything for the world around them. But it always bugged me that Lear is always the focus of the discussion when it comes to the subject of heroism in this book. Schmendrick and Molly, yay, 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 yay! Schmendrick and Molly were literally putting their lives on the like for not only Amalthea the unicorn, but for all intensive purposes, an entire race of people. Yes, yes, that by definition, an entire race of people, an entire group of people, a large amount of people, I would argue is the definitive act of heroism, because you're trying to help as many people as possible. A critique of the social system that needs a hero in the first place. Ooh, that's a good point actually too. It might be a critique on the social system of why we would even need a hero. And there is talks about like bandits and people that were committing crime earlier on in the other chapters. Where oh my god, I'm like blanking out. This is where it was right before we meet Molly. Man, I got called out. What do you mean you got called out? What do you mean? What do you mean? Sure, and there's different types of heroes too. Yes, they aren't going to pick up a sword or fight orcs, but they're being heroic in their own senses and helping others in the ways that they can, because heroism isn't always about being the front of the line and taking the brunt of the action. I forgot about Molly and Schmendrick when discussing heroism. But it happens, villains, is because Lear is like the cornerstone character for the topic of heroism in The Last Unicorn. But that's why we do these book clubs, because it opens up our eyes where, oh, wait a minute, but there are other examples of heroism in the book. It's just not so overt, and it helps us see like how many different types of heroes and people that might break out of that definition a little bit more seen. And I guess it also helps us put into perspective, like into our own day-to-day lives. Like, yeah, I don't know, my pea brain. All heroes are great people, but not all great people are heroes. Yes, exactly. I feel like heroism to me is to do what's right despite everything, and I think that exactly that kind of heroism was depicted in the story. Despite his love for Lady Amalthea, despite the fact that turning her back to a unicorn would mean— oh, that's a spoiler! Despite Amalthea's I'm joking, by the way, refusal to die and turn it back into a unicorn, the right thing must be done, the right order of things must be accomplished. I do not think this is outside of the conventional norm as its core, but maybe the writing is a bit strange, like the part where a hero knows the right order of things, which now I think does ring true. It's quite interesting. It could be argued that one aspect about being a hero is a strong conviction of what's right and wrong. Yes, although it could be argued that a villain could also have a strong conviction of what he's doing right. An interesting dichotomy, but maybe a bit of a tangent. Yes, whoever talked about that, yes. I literally, what is the difference between a hero and a villain? Literally that. What is the difference between a hero and a villain? Because it can't be what is, like, obviously there's like obvious acts of evil. There are obvious acts of evil, and that would make someone a villain. But what happens if you take Prince Lear and change him from Prince Lear into some kind of outcast? And he's doing these same actions, but rather than being a prince, he's someone else. He's someone of less stature, less rank, and maybe he doesn't have this princely charm, but rather he's maybe slightly off-putting. Would that suddenly turn him into a villain if he's doing the same exact acts of doing everything for one person? Something to consider. Perhaps. Maybe. What do we know? I feel like I'm yapping so much I'm not making sense. I feel like I'm used to book clubs and like other people are like talking with me and I go, and I'm like, oh god, I have to speak. This is martyrdom, sacrifice instead of the macho strong heroism. But yes. I need water. Whoa. Wow, thank you for the hydrate, Will. I will drink more water, actually. What does Lear's decision about his feelings to Lady Almathea say about him and his progress in this story? I think... Oh my god. How do I word this? He becomes more dimensional as an individual rather than continuously fulfilling his role as the one-for-one storybook hero of only falling for the princess and doing everything he can to win her over. I think he shows a sense of true gentleman behavior in putting her true gentleman behavior and also true heroism in putting her feelings and her what is it, herself like before him, because you can do all you can to have someone fall in love with you, but at the end of the day it has to be reciprocal and healthy. And also she was never human to begin with, so this is already she's losing her sense of self in this. Social status should not diminish heroic acts, but intentions. Exactly. But a lot of people would second guess someone who was not a prince. A lot of people would say they would second guess the actions of someone that would be an outcast or someone that didn't fit the mold a little bit more. And we see this all the time in everyday society, where someone who looks a little different or maybe acts a little different is immediately judged and is not taken, is not assumed kindly. And rather there's a lot of very negative assumptions made very quickly. So I think that's a pretty, yeah. What was I talking about again? Lear's feelings. Okay, let me read your guys' thoughts. But that's like my take. I think he becomes like a true gentleman and a very dimensional individual, and then I think he becomes a truer hero, but not in the cliche sense, not in what we know as a storybook, but rather a hero in like day-to-day life. He fulfills that very well. He decides to put her feelings before his own, which then reflects him putting her life before his own in the climate. Yes! It shows that he's more than a stereotypical fairy tale prince, one who sees love as something to conquer and subject to something to be accepted and sacrificed. Yes, it is something to be earned. It is something that you have to work hard for. You can't just take it. It's kind of hard for me to explain without repeating myself, and I don't want to bore you to death. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm the little grab. This literally gonna be me. He had accepted that he and her were meant to be a hard thing to accept. Who knows if I would be able to do the same. I think you would be able to do... Thank you, Valentis. I think you would be able to do the same, because there are two choices then. Like, you either move on and put the person's feelings before yours and put yours to the side, or it becomes something that is very, very concerning and obsessive, and is it no longer you considering that you like this person, but rather the idea of being together. But you're gonna get me? That was my response. What do you mean? Wait, this one? But I think you can do it. Like, I think it's a hard thing to do, but it is. I think you all have the strength to make this happen. It's a very mature thing. Rain. Thank you for checking into the touch streak. How are you? How are you, meow? I struggle with this. It's hard. It's hard, but I believe you can do it, Will. I truly believe you can do it. And it's something that takes time and practice. It's also like it's like a form of setting boundaries, and learning how to set those boundaries even with yourself is very difficult because you have to keep upholding them, and sometimes maybe making sure you don't change the goalpost. EP, would you like to take a nap? A me time? Man, falling in love hurts. It does hurt. The response where I said I didn't want to repeat myself. Oh, okay. Well, I'm still gonna get you. You can repeat yourself however many times you want. I'm gonna get you. That's the plan. Okay, go on Mimir. Oh, Yasumi Rainer wanted to check in first. Oh, thank you. Ooh, thank you. From what I've heard from the stream, this sounds like a critical exploration of the phrase, everyone has their place. Maybe to an extent, yes. That is like, there is commentary on that, but not in the sense of like what you expect, but rather what you make as your own place. Not to interrupt, but should I post my story in book club thread or in Discord? I need to compress it to a file. Put it in book club actually, because maybe others will want to read it as well. What are you gonna do though when you get them? I'm realizing how delayed stream might be. I'm reading these comments and I'm thinking, I think I figured out how delayed stream is. I think you guys' stream might be 3 minutes behind. I'm noticing. I think the delay might actually be 2 minutes or something like that. Test. Are you timing it? Hello? Punk! Still do Punk! Happy Fin Fun Friday. How are you today? It's not that much for me? Oh, okay. Maybe it's me. It's me. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. It's like 5 seconds for me. Okay. It's me. Bum. That was like 3 seconds. Okay. I'm doing good. How's your Friday so far? Test. I don't have any. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, maybe it's just me. Should I post it or give it a summary of what's going on? Oh, do a summary, actually. Because there are some themes that, like, I would like to give warning. Especially if there's, like, heavy triggers. There should be warnings for those. And then with that summary, I'll read it over and be like, okay, post it. Or then I'll be like, maybe not, but I'll still read it. More like 2 there? Okay. I want to know banger? Absolutely. Well, thank you for the bitty bites. Where were we? The next question. What does Lady Amalthea's dream signify, and how does she respond to that fear? Okay, so for me, I think that dream, Listen to Goliath by Mars Volta. Oh, okay, let me go through this question and then we'll listen to it together. How does that sound? How does that sound, Punk? How does that sound, Punk? Meow, 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 meow. For me, it's kind of like the more she stays human, the more her memory in her conscious state fades, but internally the psyche holds on to a lot more than you realize, and I think that subconsciously she's still holding these memories and in a way is trying to send her out and break her out of this, because this is a spell at the end of the day. And the longer she stays into it, the more she comes up to it. And the unicorn has always has always feared change. It has always been something she is afraid of, because it is not something that is natural for her. She in her natural born state is stagnation, is a standstill. She doesn't age, she doesn't grow old. That is not a thing that unicorns experience, but rather they just live on and on and on. So even in this human form, when she first turned, it was terrifying for her, and I think as she stays in this, she forgets that fear consciously, but subconsciously it still remains, and it kind of claws at her to get out of this in a way. That's how I took it. But that's just me. I don't know. This is me. The dream is a fleeting memory which she doesn't remember, or at first real misfortune and fright she experienced. This is true. These are things that she has in a way experienced. It signified that Lady Amalthea is still obliged to unconsciously, or maybe I meant to say unconsciously, trying to hold on to what remains of her old identity as the unicorn, sending her memories in the forms of dreams. It terrifies her, so she tries to repress that fear, keeping it bottled up inside, which only serves to hasten the inevitable. Guys, remember to stretch. Stretch time. Stretch time. Stretch time. The urge to come out. The urge to come out. Oh, yeah. In a way, yeah. But also, do it when you feel safe. Don't force yourself to if you're not in a safe environment. I was an idiot as a kid. I was so stupid. Ties back into the fear of change or growing up, showing us how uncomfortable and terrifying change is. Amalthea has never experienced these feelings until now. These are all new things. Love, regret. Those are all new feelings for her. She has never experienced that before. Ever. Those were not feelings that as a unicorn she felt. Especially regret. That was a big one. But as a human, these are all things she's learning, and it takes over. It's kind of like when a baby learns new feelings and it's very overwhelming for them and they don't know what to do. That's her. Like unicorns symbolize innocence, so her changing is a contradiction because to change is to is to lose your innocence. Yeah! Well, of course the unicorn is stagnation, not unchanging. Like the universe is at its final heat death. Yeah. Real. Wait. Sounds like a good story. What sounds like a good story? That's basically what I was saying. Yeah, man, I'm too tall. I can't stretch out without having a bone fall out of its socket. Are you taller than me? Are you taller than me? Entropy as well. Her memories as the unicorn fading and becoming a dream. She's losing herself who is a unicorn. Being a unicorn terrified her. So she got Prince Lear to sing to her so she may forget her dream, forget her mission, forget who she once was. But can it be so easily forgotten? No. King Julian! Happy FinFun Friday! Cause the seahorse. How are you, King Julian? Thank you for checking in. King Julian! The moment she transforms, she suddenly feels the force of entropy despite being in the form of a young woman. Yeah! Yeah! You got it, Tenjang. Yeah. I'm 6'5". Oh my god, you're so small. You're so small. You're 4 feet tall. 4 feet shorter than me. Happy FinFun Friday. Thank you for checking in. How are you today? Wah! I'm 10 feet and 1 inch. You're so small, punk. So cute. So cute. So cute. That about coming out when you feel safe. Yes. Wait, like write a story about it? Or tell my story about it. Which one, Naruaro? I'm here for post-work yap to scrub my brain. Oh, I will scrub your brain so cleanly it won't have any wrinkles anymore. It'll be so smooth and shiny like a marble. I'm very good at that. Except today is book club, so maybe there will be more wrinkles in the brain. Who knows? But that was good, guys. How is the theme of hope portrayed? Pog. How is the theme of hope portrayed? I think the theme of hope in this story is, it's not the cliche happy. I mean, it is because she gets oh, there go my glasses. She does come back into being a unicorn. She does turn back into her old self, but it's very bittersweet. Tell you a story if you feel okay about it. I haven't come out to my family broadly, so I would love to hear. Me coming out was not smart, and it was not good. It was not a good experience. It's still, yeah, it was pretty traumatic. I recommend when you're feeling safe and sound and having a good relationship with your parents and doing so. Maybe later. Maybe later. Maybe later. I don't know if I want to do it on stream. It's so. I'm so. I'm so shy. But I think the theme of hope is rather like, no, why no? Why no? Why are you crying? It's okay. It's okay. I was like 15, 16. It's okay. I am well past it now. I get along great with my folks. I love my parents. Head pat for Guppy. Oh, thank you for the head pats. When you've established your own independence and stability, you're not dependent on survival with the people you're reveling to. Yeah, revealing it to. Yeah, that's the. I recommend that's like the best time to do it. And if you feel safe enough and smart, like good with your parents to do so, then yes. If you have doubts about how they'll respond, I had a lot of doubts. I also didn't really choose to come out, so that was also part of it. Yeah, I didn't choose it. Have you seen the image of like the closet door with all the locks on it and it's like ripped open and it's like the rainbow flag in the closet and it's like violent, like the door is literally violently ripped open? That I think sums it up. I didn't choose to come out, and that's okay. It happens, but I'm okay now. It does suck, and I feel for those that have experienced it as well. It's rough. It's rough, but it's okay. We all heal and we move on, and I've moved on, you know, and apparently like eventually everything worked out in the end. So we live and we learn. Yeah. And I have you guys, and you guys love me for the way I am, right? You have to say yes, it's Pride Month. Oh, don't apologize, Naro. Naro, it's okay. Probably? What do you mean, probably? What do you mean? Yay! I love you guys! Thank you, Militus! Thank you, Naro! Yay! I said yes too. Yes? Okay, but I like hearing it out loud. I like hearing those 3 little magic words, you know? Yeah. I'd say yes no matter what month it was. Yay! Thank you, Will! Thank you, Shoobs! Thank you, Nora. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. But yeah, I like... I don't want to get too into it just because it is like... Even I think talking about it would be overwhelming for other people. But I'm okay now, and I've known this about myself since I was like a wee little fish. Like I was one of those rare ones that knew it when I was like 7, 8, 9. It was to the point where like I figured it out because I was faking having a crush on guys in my class. Granted, I am bisexual, guys. I want to make that I am bisexual, but I was faking having crushes on guys in the class because all of my friends had actual crushes, and I was like, I don't get it. Like I don't get the vision. Ah, there go my glass. Actually, I get my glasses back. Thank you, Will. And I was faking it. And then I got bullied for faking it because they found out and they're like, "Oh, you like this person?" And then like it turned into a whole thing. Hydrate and stretch. Thank you. But only come out when you're safe and sound. I love you. Oh no, this is so sweet. You want me to say it every stream? I mean, I will be so red every time. If you want. I want to make a Friday the 13th comic where Jason tries to kill his victims, but nature steals his kills instead. That would be so funny. I want to see that, meow. I want to see that bisaster. I have always been a walking bisexual disaster. Always. Like, it's bad. It's bad. And like, I guess in a way, like, actually I'm not even, anyways, moving on. The theme of hope. Hope. Great. This is a perfect example where things will get better. Even in scary situations, hope that things get better. And they did get better. I got you guys. What is the theme of hope in the story? that not all fairy tale endings have the happy ending you expect is what I took it. But also that the happy endings are not to be expected, but rather of the actions and choices that you make. And also, even if you strive really, really hard to do all of the right things, it may not be what you want, and it may still hurt at the end, even if it is the best thing for everyone. Because when Almathea turned back into the unicorn, she was lamenting. She was genuinely heartbroken over having to leave Prince Lear behind. But it still, in a way, is technically a happy ending because she's back to her original self, but she's also not her original self. She's changed. Her time as a human changed her, and she no longer feels like the unicorn that she was. But I think that also makes the story so much more beautiful because now she can really understand the people around her and the humans that she should she interact with in the future. I could make you blush every stream, but we're trying to keep that ego in check, don't we? Wait. What do you mean? I'm scared now. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm scared. I'm very, what is the word? What is the word? I talked about this on Lulu's stream where I'm very easily flustered with like compliments and words. I'm someone who's like action oriented. I take initiative. And if I say actions or words, I'm not gonna lie, me flirting is being mean. Like that's how I flirt. I'm a very mean person when I like someone. Like I don't know how to be nice. I get really mean. I end up accidentally bullying them. But they like it usually. Whoa, where'd the tracking go? I want to be one of the victims that beautiful. Happy FinFun Friday. Thank you for checking in. I want to be one of the victims that look like Kevin Bacon on his death being decapitated by a grill lid. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just send a message. Do it. Oh my god, King Julian, you're asking for chaos. Now she understands humanity. She's a full person, adult. She's technically an adult now. Yes, she is a full grown adult. She went through the action of growing up and she is now an adult as a unicorn. I shared the summary in book club. Okay, we'll get to it soon enough. I promise. Unless, wait, do you want me to read it on stream? Well, let me check if it's something we can read on stream. I wanted to check out the book club, but I was stuck in traffic. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, beautiful. We're still in book club. And there will be more book club streams. Whether I read them out loud or we do more formats like this, I'm still debating. But I want this to be fun. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cap the amount of questions I ask because I ask way too many questions. And maybe I'll do like story times depending if the book is open domain. And then we could like talk about it in real time together like a book club. Yeah. Okay, let me look at the summary really quickly. Where is it? The Lost. Oh, that's so sad. I think it's safe to read though. What would you say the rating is, Shoops? What would you say the rating is? I wanted to check out book punches and pushes affection. Oh no. Okay, maybe not punches and pushes. More like I don't beat them up either unless they want me to. I'm sorry. Anyways, we're locking in. I have to put that away. No, I don't beat up people. I don't do that. I do other things instead, okay? Just stop talking and read. You can read the whole story out loud for stream if you want. I won't copy maybe we could do what is it? Stream where I read the whole thing. How many pages is it? Because I could do like a little mini stream or like an ASMR stream and I read it out loud on stream. I did how to give it a rating. It touches on death, depression, alcoholism, but turns to a beautiful story. Like PG, is it PG-13? Like, would you say it's PG-13? wholesome thoughts. I am so wholesome. I'm so say so because I say so. It is for your safety. What do you mean? Nara, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, that I don't actually know what you're talking about. I'm more like I tease. I tease a lot. Like if there's an opportunity to like playfully tease or playfully make fun of you, I will take it. That's how I go about it. You can read my stories on. Oh wait, I can. Okay, I'll have to pick and choose some of them because I think some of them might be too graphic for stream, but the others that I've read, like the dragon one, I was like, oh, that would be so sweet to read on stream. If I have your permission, well, then I would really like to. That would be fun. Alcohol mention triggered my Disco Elysium. Is that you? I would say PG-16. Okay. I think PG-16 is okay. I think that's okay. I think it's okay. I think as long as there's no overt gore or schmexual themes, I think we're good. What is the skull's desire for wine? You have my permission to read everything I've sent you on stream. Wait, really? Wait, really? Will, this is giving me far too much power. You know that, right? You know that, right? No schmecks. Okay, good. Then we're so good. I could make a dedicated stream to read it out loud to like read sailor stories. Reading sailor stories on stream because so many of you are writers. Wait, I want to do that. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that for one of the days of subathon? Can we do that, pretty please? Meow. So what does the skull's desire for wine and why does it wish and what does it wish? Oh, I meant to say why does it wish to be smashed? Sorry. I clearly was writing this at 3 a.m. The skull, for me, the desire for wine is the desire for life. Like it craves the joys of life and kind of clings on to being alive and the sensation of being alive and all of those things that surround it, including taste and consumption and what is it? Joy, things like that. But why does it wish to be smashed? I actually didn't know this. I actually couldn't figure out why it wanted to be smashed. So I asked you guys because I read it multiple times and I was like, this is I saw that he said I must do it and I didn't want to do it. And I was like, I don't understand what you mean by that. So I wanted to ask you guys and see if maybe I could pick your brains and figure out why that was the case. I do poetry, but story writing is a different beast. I want to read your poetry. Can I read your poetry? If you want to share with us. If you don't, I understand. I understand. It could be private. I will not be contributing for obvious reasons, but Sailor Stories sounds like a great time. Yay! 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 Yippee, yippee, yippee. Oh, right. Desire of life. I thought the skull wanted to feel drunk. I mean, but that is. You're technically correct, though, Valence. It's like the desire of wanting to feel drunk is the desire of living. It's like the sensation of being alive. I love writing. Yeah, I love writing, too. I love writing. Maybe I'll share with you guys some things I've written before. I have like some short stories and amongst other things that I have written, but I'll have to pick up the okay ones, the say-so ones. My friend is working on a Friday the 13th fan novel where it's Jason's dad as the killer avenging Jason's death. Oh, that's so cool! I want to see. I want to read. I want to read that. That's sick as hell. Is it like a pre-order or is it like something that's shared online? I would like to read that. The skull longs for the sensation of life, such as that even when it ends up being an imaginary chug was enough to be blissful for him. That's true. He didn't even actually taste the wine. It was nothing there. He wished to be repaid for their kindness in giving the more wine, and being smashed would prevent him from fulfilling his duty to the king. Oh, that's right. He does have duty to the king. No, you will be traumatized AF. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't want to read it then. I am a silly guy. Okay, so can I share the full story on Discord? Yes. Absolutely. I give you permission. Blink, 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 blink. Honestly, for years, I thought the skull was just messing with them, but now that I think about it, the skull has been there living a life living a kind of undead reality for Haggard's amusement. He wants to remember what it's like to be human, to finally die. That's true. He is there like for Haggard's amusement, and Haggard again struggles to feel joy, so he's just stuck like this. If there's a deeper meaning beyond it, then I can't see it. Oh, so we were on the same spot. The skull wanted the wine because he hasn't had it for so long, and that he would drink without wine and without mouth. He just wanted to believe that it can be done, just like how you must believe that you can simply walk through the clock. But you can walk through the clock. I suppose that smashing it would stop him from sounding the alarm, which he only decided to do after he believed he had the greatest wine of all time. I've personally only had wine once, and I didn't care much for it. Wine in mythology represents passion, madness, euphoria, and stuff, so it might be an involved wish for that. That's true. He was acting in a way rather mad. He's stuck in this half form, and he's devolved into craving the joys of life. So he could, in a sense, be mad. And once he consumes the wine, he is euphoric, and he's like, I'm gonna give you guys a warning before I do this. So you're cooking with that, Will. You make that's a good point. One of the kills involves a log. Oh, never mind. I don't want to read it. I close my eyes. I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. The lost couple who found their forever home is me and this. Oh, that's so cute. So cute. That's so cute, Shoobs. Okay. We gotta lock in because oh no. Okay. The movie is soon, and I gotta. Okay. What are the themes of life and death being discussed? I think it was more so like there was a lot of in a clear sense, like an immortal being who's never thought about death becoming mortal and having to face the reality of dying. Like that thought, even as people who know you're going to die, is still very scary to like think about, because you don't know what happens. You don't know what that experience is. And it's a very scary thing, like the end of ends. That is it. But also there is a talk of death in very metaphorical senses, where I think the loss of identity is a form of death. The loss of memory is a form of death. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Oh, I swallowed that wrong. Oh yeah, the skull is the opposite of the unicorn until Lady Amalthea. Oh, that's true. I guess the skull could be another foil as well. Yes, that's a good point, Valentis. Saw the call from the ring would like a word. Hi, Vespen. Happy Fin Fun Friday. How are you? How are you today? So cute. The loss of memory, the loss of identity is a form of death. I think also the loss of innocence is like the death of childhood into the change of adulthood. Like that, there are many metaphorical forms of death, you know? It doesn't have to be like, are we ending? No, we're not ending stream. We're having book club. We're having book club today. It's the last unicorn. We're finishing up the last part of the unicorn. The last sections of the last unicorn. And then we're gonna pick our Discord movie night to watch the movie. And we'll pick our next book. Actually, do you guys want to pick the next book on stream, or do you want to do it on Discord? Maybe, because I was going to take some of the suggestions and do a spin the wheel. I'm good with either way. Is movie night tomorrow? No, movie night hasn't been picked out yet, and tomorrow is not movie night. Tomorrow is designing my idol costume that I haven't started making yet because I have no idea what I want to wear, and my body has changed a lot, and my old costume may or may not fit. I think Discord. Okay, Discord then. So that's my take on the themes of death. In terms of being alive, I think life and death are kind of talks in and of itself. Mortal turned into immortal wishes for death, but the immortal who turned mortal forgets their immortal self and wishes to stay mortal above immortal. I don't think it's one above the other per se. I think it's more so talking about the difference of each, but both were changed against their will. It was not consensual. Vespa, thank you for the 5-stream streak. My favorite book is The Giver. Put Any and all suggestions in the recommendations thread on Discord. Pretty please. Pretty please. Your old outfit doesn't fit. How buff did you get him? I didn't get very buff. I didn't get very buff, unfortunately. I don't want to talk about what happened. Here. Bro, Jason. Okay. Are we gonna compare traumas of characters right now in chat, guys? Is this what's happening? Do we have to buy the books? No, you can rent them from the library. I think there's some options where you can get them for free. There's some audiobooks. There's a lot of options that you could use to participate with book club. But you don't have to buy the books per se. I was just playing around. Okay. Okay, I believe you. I believe both of you that you guys are just playing around. I'm also just mostly teasing you guys. Mostly. Oh, I didn't read your guys' responses. That's right. Honestly, wait. Oh, the skull wanted wine because he hadn't had it for so long that he would drink without wine and without a mouth. He just needed to believe that it could be done, just like how you can believe that you can simply walk. Oh, wait. I just did read this. I did read this. I scrolled up by accident. Whoops. Are we rising to the levels of Naruto shippers? What do you mean? What do Naruto shippers do? Oh, like what ship is better than what? I don't even want to think about those guys right now because I have an app where you can get books online for free if you have a library card. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I recommend highly. If anything, first choice should be getting your books from the library. Support your libraries. Support your libraries. I went and got my library card renewed. And I love my library. It's so cute and it's next to some fun places. I'm not gonna say where, sorry. I'm the bus. Anyway, it's very rare seeing Jason Voorhees being emotional. I just need to find my card. I am the bus. Ganban, fighting your card. I always lose mine, then I find it later. What does Lady Almathea's courage to face the darkness convey? Why does she resist the idea of becoming a unicorn? She resists it because she's mostly forgotten. She's changed so much that she's kind of accepted the change of what she, and not accepted, but it's her reality now. And this would mean changing again into back of who she was, but it wouldn't be the same either. And in terms of her facing the darkness, I guess facing the darkness is the fear of the unknown in a way. I always took it as that because she couldn't remember being a unicorn, but there's also like the fear of the unknown of growing up. Like, what do you expect of the future? The future is not clear and the clock is time. What do you face? You face forward. What is the future? You have no idea. That's how I always took this part of the story. But I'm also not entirely sure. I need to get we should read Heartstopper for Pride Month. Oh, maybe. We don't really read a whole book in a month. We do read like parts and sections, but I enjoyed Heartstopper. It was cute. I also watched the show. It was very sweet. I liked it. Libby and Hoopla are good library apps. Your local library is small. If your local library is small, major city libraries will issue a temporary number online. That's true. That is very true. They will do that. But I think I have used Libby before and I liked it. What were your guys' responses for this? She loses out against the fear and the fear is becoming a unicorn again because of the Red Bull's terror. That's true. The Red Bull is a huge part of this and I haven't even mentioned him. That's a great point. She is safe as a human even at the cost of who she was. I think that I'm convinced that she's ready to face her fear to accept change. It shows that through her experience and her love for Lear, she's now a complete person and that she's metaphorically adult. She resists returning to become a unicorn again because she doesn't want to go back to what she was, to lose not only what she gained internally, but also the man and the catalyst of her newfound courage she loves. Yes, that's beautiful. Wait, this is beautiful. I do like this. Her courage is a good point. I hadn't stopped to consider why she was in the lead. Does she even know why they're doing this? Or maybe she thought that they were simply escaping this place or exploring. Or is it her subconscious unicorn self-guiding her? There's something to be said about even when you don't know the unknown and you face it forward, like you may not always know, but you know that everything will turn out okay. Like your gut feeling, your instinct, your subconscious, whatever the case may be, like there is a sense of I don't know where that comes from, but like I'm sure a lot of you have experienced where you do something brave and technically you don't know what the outcome is, but you feel that it will always turn out well in the end. I think this is a good example of this. She no longer thinks of herself as a unicorn turned immortal. She is Lady Almathea. The time spent in this dreary castle has caused the memories of her previous life to fade away. To turn into a unicorn would mean that she, Lady Almathea, would die. At least that's what I think she has understood to be the case. Gup instinct. Gup instinct. My instincts are like 50-50. I'm either right on the ball or way off mark. No in between. Faith in yourself or just hope. Maybe a bit of both. It's always a bit of both. It's always a little mix. Hope that things will turn out well, but also I think having faith in yourself is very important. Because if you don't have faith in yourself for things to turn out well, how can you hope for things to turn out well? Like, you have to believe in yourself to take action and then hope that in that action things turn out well. I think that makes sense. I think. Maybe. Maybe. Does Prince Lear convey at the notion... Wait, oh, sorry. What does Prince Lear convey at the notion of a proper happy ending? Okay, Vespin, have fun. Rather, he didn't get one. Oh, that's true. He didn't really get, like, a proper happy ending. He didn't get the girl. He didn't have the princess. He didn't get the traditional happy ending. The traditional happy ending of what a prince normally gets. Instead he embodies the act of being a hero through and through and accepts letting go and committing committing to doing good at the end, at the cost of love. That he's accepting reality that the happy ending he wants, being with Almathea, will never happen because he'd be the only one who would benefit from it. Therefore, he sacrifices his own happiness for her. Why? Because he knows that the only way for Almathea to be happy is for her to live as her true self, as a unicorn. The ultimate lesson that his arc teaches the reader is that love can be beautiful and mean something, even if it doesn't last forever. Yes! Yes! I think this is a good response. I think this is a good response, Will. Can't stop halfway, can't give up on the mission to free the unicorns and the people from King Haggard and his Red Bull. There's no running away. It is simply not an option. A hero must finish the story. That is just the way. That is true. That is also true. And while it may not be a happy ending, the one you want, it is technically a happy ending for everyone involved. It's just not the traditional, proper, quote-unquote happy ending. Time for me to clock out and go home for the day. Go! Get safe! Drive safe! Get home safe! Thank you for everyone for keeping me company at work and helping my day fly by. I hope you have a great rest of the stream. Thank you, Shoobs. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Oyasumi. I hope you have a good weekend. What is the Red Bull's overarching theme of this convey throughout the story? I think the Red Bull is is just fear. Fear of what is to come. And like, I guess fear of change, but also like, the way I always took him is that fear of change in a catastrophic level. Like the assumption that everything will turn out as horrendous as possible as well. Oh my goodness, Manhad, you scared me. You scared me. What is this? Happy endings are usually presented as a hero's just reward for their services. Maybe it's a commentary on how true heroism doesn't need a reward. Exactly. Exactly that. Well, that was very well worded. Thank you. That was exactly it. There's not always a reward for doing the right thing, and there's no there should not be an expectation for doing, or there should not be an expectation for a reward for doing the right thing. Guppy, you are and you are on the same wavelength. What? Oh, you and I are on the same. Yeah. But I think it's like the fear of change in a catastrophic level, like the assumption that it will be the worst of the worst imaginable. At least that's how I took the Red Bull always. And sometimes that fear is paralyzing. Like when she appeared in front of the Red Bull, she was frozen in fear. She could not figure out what to do. She was stuck there as he cornered her. So that's how I always took it. And sometimes you just gotta grab the bull by the horns and accept that change happens whether you like it or not, and you just gotta go for the ride, baby. Just fear. The only power that it had over the unicorn was their fear, and when it finally stands up to it, it simply crumbles and has that same fear. Exactly that. If you stand up to the thing that you are afraid of, because the bull is just what you fear, and in the unicorn's case, she fears change. Get a sip of water, everyone. But that fear could present itself in like many different ways depending on the person. Like what you or I fear may be different from what the unicorn fears. And that could be different things. Either way, it's just the Red Bull is the manifestation of the collective person's fear. And once you face your fears, it means nothing. It just goes away because you've overcome it. It has no power over you anymore. I've always maintained that the Red Bull is a manifestation of fear, particularly fear of change and or growing up. Yeah, but now that I think about it, I also think it represents something I've touched on before, stagnation. Oh, the Red Bull is, in my opinion, meant to be a physical manifestation of fear to overcome, and at the same time, the land around it metaphorically dead, held in place by fear of the bull's wrath. I didn't consider this. I didn't consider this at all. All because of the trapped unicorns are afraid to face him. That's true. When the bull is defeated and the fear overcome, the land comes back to life. And I don't know if I'm making sense, but no, this is a good point. I had not considered this. This is a very good point. Fear, it conquers but never fights. I didn't really understand it at first, but rereading showed me that the Red Bull doesn't really attack you. It chases you, bellows you. It even crushes you with some invisible pressure. But if you halt it, it also halts. The people of this land didn't really fear King Haggard. They feared the Red Bull. It is the representation of wait, where is it? Where's the representation of fear itself? Yeah! So, who wrote this? Yes! So how does the Red Bull finally defeat it? Was it our fearless hero, Prince Lear? He too succumbed to the fear and fled when the Red Bull first charged. He had to find the courage. First when his beloved was in danger, and again when he realized that he must be the one to save the unicorn, not Schmendrick. Then he had the courage to die for another. And in his death, the unicorn, who was once human enough to love, let righteous fury take over her fear and drove the Red Bull to the sea. I suppose another interpretation could be that his courage wasn't enough. After all, the Red Bull didn't stop when he stepped in its way. But I think the Red Bull was defeated because he had the courage to die, and the greatest courage of all. Yeah! I sip White Monster because I'm a hot boy. What? I don't drink Monster. Oh. I admire people who are able to. That's like a superpower to me. I must not fear in the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn to the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will only be blank. I will remain. Frank Hubert Dune. Oh, from Dune. Okay. Fear's often something we build up in our minds into this massive thing, but confronting it makes you realize how little your fear actually was. This is very true. Yeah. Every time I perform on stage, I realize I've scared myself for nothing, and it's not worth it. Every time I go through this lesson. OMG, even nature feared the Red Bull. Yes. I mean, living things have consciousness. I think they've even discovered that like grass to an extent has a consciousness because it responds differently to different types of music. And yeah, it could be like the vibrations and this and that, but like I think there is a conscious state, and I think fear is a very primal emotion that I think most things can experience. I wrote that. Yeah, good job. That was a very good response. How does Molly Grew's interactions with Schmendrick illustrate the themes of loyalty and sacrifice? I think that they are the embodiment of that because they continuously follow the unicorn in her journey and continuously help her throughout it. They just simply move forward with a lot of thank you. With a lot of guts because they're not fighters. They're not people that are usually in the front lines of anything in that regard. They're very real people, very real everyday people. But But not only are they loyal to the unicorn, they're loyal to each other. Molly Grew is constantly looking for Schmendrick. Even when they're arguing, she looks for him. And vice versa. They, I think, represent sticking by one another. And forming a very natural bond, natural relationship with other people. Because they end up developing like a very, very positive fondness for one another. So it's not just to the unicorn, but also to each other. And they leave what they know to help her, but also to continue. Like, Molly Grew has always wanted to see a unicorn. And the moment she sees the unicorn, she's like, I'm going to continue following this unicorn. I'm going to help you. So I think in their actions, they illustrate that very well. But I also feel like I'm not making too much sense right now, because I struggled to formulate my answer with this question when I wrote it down. It shows in the evolution of their relationship how it changes from brash to supportive, being able to move past their differences. And that's true. They used to bicker a lot. I don't know if you guys remember how often they would bicker all the time when they first met each other, to getting along with each other fairly well. Thank you for the sub. You man, happy Fin Fun Friday. Thank you for checking in. Beautiful. Thank you for the sub. And the stretch and the hydrate. Molly, I'm gonna help you whether you like it or not. That's true though. You know how many, I'm so grateful to have friends like that. Like, literally, there have been times where I've been going through it and they're like, hey, I'm gonna go to your house and I'm gonna make you dinner and you can't complain about it. In fact, you have to open the door. You have to let me in. You don't gotta say. And they'll come in and they'll do that. That I feel like that's like a, oh my god, Manhad, you're so cute. Hi. Like, friendship should have loyalty and care and deep like that. Do they have a copy of your key? No, but I probably should give them one at this point. I'm not gonna lie. That would make things so much easier. Manhad, you're so cute. You're so distracting. Oh my goodness. Hi, Manhad. Ultimate Riz. What do you mean, Ultimate Riz? What do you mean? What do you mean? I can't do that. I need a permission to help people. That's true. Consent is also very important. I think when you hit a certain level of understanding with the people around you, the consent is kind of innately there, but it's also like for their own... Hey, don't do that. It's also for their benefit and their help. At the end too. It's just, oh wait, I read this, yes. When Lady Amathea mentioned that she didn't trust Schmendrick with his entertaining the king, Molly told her that it was for her sake. She did stick up for him. She did stick up for him. And it seemed, no matter what, she always believed in Schmendrick. I don't think that was something that she ever didn't do. She was constantly believing that Schmendrick was capable, no matter how much they argued. She fully believed he was capable. Get in the car, Winter. We're going to do self-care. Yeah. No, but literally though, my childhood cat like passed away like years ago, years ago, and I lamented about it for about like 2 years. I was still pretty like sad, but I was like slowly getting over it. And one of my dear friends was like, I need you to heal. And she showed up at my doorstep on my birthday with Nesquik in her car. And she's like, I think you're ready for a cat. I've decided. I don't care what you say. Here's the cat. And she... And Nesquik had a different name at the time. The shelter named her Nestle. And I didn't care for the name Nestle. I was like, it's alright. So I named her to Nesquik instead. Like chocolate milk. And she's like, she's done stuff like that all the time. Where she's like, you know what? I've decided that I know better. And I'm gonna take care of you. And you don't get a say in this. And I love my friends. But that's how I got Nesquik, guys. I got her for my birthday from a friend because she decided it was time for me to have a cat and I needed to heal. Cooking for someone is the greatest joy of affection, in my opinion, even greater than bedtime. I love cooking for others. I love cooking, but I love when I get food from them too. I love getting food from others, and I love cooking for others. It's so sweet. Yeah, I love her to bits. I hope I get to see her soon. We haven't hung out in a couple of weeks. I'm still new to this community. I thought she showed up in your house with a container full of chocolate milk mix. No, my cat Nesquik. Okay, hold on. Let me do one of these so you can see. Nesquik. That's Nesquik. She showed up with Nesquik at my door and said, "You get a cat now." That's my baby. And then there's also Manhaj. She's the itty bittiest cat in the whole wide world. And then there's Frihod. He loves to cause trouble, but he's very cute and sweet. Yuppie, can I commission art of you? Wait, can I? Wait, you want to commission art of me? Wait, really? I would be so honored. I would be so honored. Wait. Yes, you have permission. Thank you, Nara. Trouble adds to the cuteness. This is true. He's also very sweet, and he's a huge cuddler. He loves to cuddle. He's a very good boy. He's the only boy in this house, actually. And I think he's the also like first boy cat I've ever taken care of. All the cats I ever took care of as a kid were girl cats. But he literally acts like a little boy. Like, he's always full of mischief, and he's always playing around. And he kind of bullies Manhad and Nesquik too, because he just wants to play all the time. He's also the youngest. Thanks for yes, just nothing gory, please. Nothing gory or too sexy. It can be a little. I'll give you a little sexy as a treat, but like not too sexy. Those are it. Thank you, Naru. We'll share our Discord. Yay! Thank you. I'm so excited. Annoying little brother. Yeah, he is. He's like an annoying little brother. Oh my god, he is. Well, I'm with Manhat. They're like the same age, so they're less like siblings and more like annoying boyfriend and girlfriend. But with Nesquik, he is like an annoying little brother. Super wholesome, I promise. Okay, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yippee, yippee, yippee. Okay, I think I have time for like 2-3 more questions before I have to go because it's movie time. So let's see which one. What's the next one? What does Schmendrick mean by saying that the unicorn is a story with no ending? Exactly that. We've talked about the themes of the unicorn being immortal and eternal. They simply exist forever. They don't die. There's no end. They see everything around them. They're immortal all the time. And they exist outside of the changing world around them. It feels almost a little unnatural because there's so much stillness in their existence. At least that's how I took it. Unicorns are eternal beyond just the creatures themselves. Their legends will extend for. That's true. The legends, unicorns have been around, historically speaking, for centuries. For a really, really, really long time, for centuries. So I think, and unicorns will continue to live on, in stories for many, many more centuries. I think one of the greatest things about humans is that even though humans don't live forever, the stories that humans make do, especially through word of mouth, even if they change a little, because, you know, word of mouth is not always the most consistent, things last like that. And the story of a unicorn will always last because of that. It's a comment on the unicorn's immortality, how her species and other immortals exist outside of time and the human experience, that for a story to have a happy ending, one must be mortal. An immortal being will never experience this because they cannot die and don't understand what the human experience is like. But I also think it's a message to the reader that no matter how dark the world gets, life will march on, and the darkness will pass and things will get better. I think the chorus line from Blind Guardian's song, The Road of No Release, itself about another beagle story, the innkeeper's song, sums it up best. Here on this road of no release, pale rain of misery, that even time cannot erase, on through my sorrows, life will go on. She had become a human and as part of is a part human still after reverting back to a unicorn. Unicorns were born without a sense of knowledge of aging, decline, emotions, or regret. Yet now she experienced being mortal so and experienced all these things which changed her forever. This is true. All of these are very good responses. Good job, guys. Good job. Wow. All right, what's the next question? What is Molly Gru's significant? What is the significance of Molly Gru's role in the story? I think for several things. She is, for me, I've always took her as everlasting hope, and also hope into adulthood. Also, like the childlike wonder and innocence even into adulthood. Hoping in ways that a child would, even as you've grown old and hardened to the world. Despite embodying like a caretaker role for some of the characters, she's kind of like, how do I word this? Like, like if the phrase "the light at the end of the tunnel" was a person, that would be Molly. Like she continues to constantly hope for the best, even if she doesn't always present it so overtly. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I love Molly. She ends up being the one that stays hopeful the longest and counsels other folks in the castle. This is true. I feel like there's also something else I wanted to say about Molly, like her role outside of just being hope, but like she's very wise even beyond her years. Like I know she's an older woman, but like she embodies like the hope and innocence of a child and maintains the wisdom of someone who has been through life for a very long time and in a way hardened by it and still continues to stay that way. I think that's a beautiful mindset to have, like to persevere despite all odds. I've always seen Molly as a kind of a mother figure, just both literally in the case of Almathea and Lear, and figuratively as she's the only one who holds the group together. She is the glue, that's right, she is the glue of the group in the second half, constantly searching for a way to the Red Bull, giving sage advice and encouragement to our heroes. As I see it, it's not an exaggeration to say that without her, the quest would have ended in disaster long before the climax, as Almathea and Schmendrick would have given up before they found the bull. That's true, actually. She's the only one that's like, go, go, go. She can keep going no matter what. She gave advice for Prince Lear's poetry, which is super important. That's true. She's very good dating advice. She's very good dating advice. Is she another foil then? Both wisdom and innocence instead only innocence and stagnation? I don't know if she would be a foil. There's a term for this where like they share similarities, but then they're different in other ways, but not necessarily a foil. It's more so that like she is a catalyst and she keeps everyone going no matter what. And she's, I guess, also like another theme of hope in the message of hope in the story. Like she as a character is a commentary on it, is how I would take her as. Because I wouldn't say she's necessarily innocent in like naivety sense, like how the unicorn is. She's innocent in the way like that children are in terms of blind hope. But she knows of the risks. She knows that things will go like wrong. There's many potentials of that, and she still chooses to continue onward with that. So I don't know if like foil is the word I would use to describe Molly Gru. Like she has innocent looking beliefs because she believes in their inherent yeah, she does believe in like the inherent goodness of people. She does do that. I love Molly Gru. I love her so much. I love her so much. Okay, I think we have actually psych. I don't think we have time for one more question. Let me see. I'm gonna pick one question anyways because I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Which was your thoughts on Beagle's writing, and how do you feel now that you finished the story, and is it what you expected? I asked this to you guys. I've read this story before. I've read this story many times before. It's one of my favorite stories. But I wanted to know those that had not read it, and I guess those that had read it, what your guys' thoughts were. And those that do not know about the story or have not read it, what are your thoughts are in the times we've talked about it in book club, in our conversation? What are your onions? The book is good. Yeah, I really didn't go into it with too many expectations. That's fair. I don't think you should go in with expectations. I think it's good to keep an open-minded. Good question, but hard to answer since I haven't read his other work. But as I said, I've always loved this story no matter how old I get. It's a beautiful story. It's such a good story. It's so good. His writing is magical. It still is. This is one of those stories that mean the most to me. It was an integral part of my childhood and helped shape me into the person I am today. Even now, whether in cinematic or prose form, it continues to inspire. More importantly, as I've said before, it's a constant reminder that if you work hard enough, magic still exists and that dreams do come true. I think that's also something that like we need right now. I know a lot of people are watching the Backrooms. I haven't seen the Backrooms yet, but I have seen some commentary on this where the Backrooms is someone said it's Gen Z horror, and I was like, what does that even mean? But I looked into it some more, and it's nihilistic horror, where it's essentially like the world is collapsing around me, terrible things are happening, and I have to go to work. And it's hard to hold out hope in because I feel like it mirrors a lot of day-to-day society. Like things are happening. Things are falling apart around us, and we have to go to work. And it's very hard to stay positive like that. But there's stories like this where yeah, that is gonna happen, but there's also light at the end of the tunnel if you push hard enough. It is possible. It is so possible. Even now with like all of the crisis happening, I truly want to believe that like it's not without hope of change for the better. It sounds really interesting, like a modern take on an old fairy tale trope. It is. That is exactly what the story is, and all of your guys' interpretation make it sound so interesting. Yeah, I do hope you get around to reading it, Will. I think it's a beautiful story. I like when I read. I don't really think deeply or at all about the author's intent and themes and stuff, but after this book club, I've been doing it a bit more, like with Slay the Princess and Disco Elysium. Yay! Yay! That makes me so happy. Well, not modern, but yeah. No, I get what you mean though. Like this was written in like 1969. Like it's modern in the grand scheme of things. And there is like a lot of pop culture references that are of the time, but like in, you know, like I get what you mean. I get what you mean. I think it's flowery and maybe sometimes hard to parse. There are a bunch of interesting themes that I feel like this is a subversion of classic fairy tale stories. I would appreciate it a bit more if I knew about classic fairy tale tropes. We could talk about that on stream sometime. Good night, Mikey. Oh my god, be safe. Don't drink too much, okay? Stay safe. Have fun tonight, Mikey. Oyasumimin. We could have a stream where we talk about fairy tale tropes. I've done a lot of research on fairy tale tropes. I love fairy tales. I love and like the history of fairy tales. I'm jealous. Good night. Oh no, Pumperport. Have fun, Mikey. Me back from doom scrolling. Welcome back, William. Because fairy tales in terms of history have changed. They've both stagnated. There's an expectation of fairy tales, but they've also changed so much too. Like they used to be horror stories. Like they weren't horror. Like they were lessons. They were lessons. They were Christian lessons. For a good chunk of them were. And in a way, like the Grimm's fairy tales, exactly. They were in a way horror stories. And they turned into something very beautiful and innocent. After several years, or after many years later, rather. So we could talk about that on stream sometime. Disney has a big hand in that. And for those of you who don't know, I am not a Disney adult, but I am also a Disney adult, and I'm not going to explain why I am both. Not and am one. Remember to order an Uber after drinking. Yes, please be safe. Do not drive. Do not drive home. Be safe. I hope you have a designated DD driver. Designated driver? Disney made horror stories PG. They did. They did. Tolkien famously hated Disney for that reason. Understandably so. But it was in a way revolutionary. And there's no denying that. Like, there's no... Oh, the music stops. There's no denying that, like... They did... Oh, I'm vibing with this. Sorry. I'm vibing with the change. That they did a good job with what they were intending to do. They did a good job with it. But I think like there's lessons to be learned in the old fairy tales as well. I know exactly what you mean by not being a Disney adult and being one of the... Yeah, thank you. You get it. Grew up with Disney, like some movies, but not indoctrinated like Mega Corporation and Chase of Nostalgia. Yeah, no. I grew up with the movies a lot. It was something that my family would watch. Is the music kind of loud? I feel like the music's kind of loud, or maybe it's just me. There we go. I grew up with Disney movies a lot. It was something my family would do together, and I did go to the parks because it wasn't too far from me when I was a kid. But I don't know if I would like. I have a lot of critiques for Disney now that I'm grown. Hey Guppy, if you could go into any storybook IRL, what story would you go into? Oh my god. That's a good question, actually. I feel like most stories I would be like, no, I don't want to, because I would be an NPC and die instantly. I want something very safe and simple and relaxing. Oh, I can't even say like Studio Ghibli movies because they have so much commentary on war. I don't want to be in an area that's having war. I'll have to get back to you on this one, William. I actually don't know. My ex kind of forced Disney movies on me, but it was pretty good at the time. They're enjoyable. They can be enjoyable. The old ones are pretty good. I admire Walt Disney as an artist and a storyteller, but the company he built and the corporation that came from him, exactly. Yeah, those are my feelings, Will. Literally that. Okay. Did you guys like book club? Meow. Are you guys sure you want more book club? I enjoyed it. Maybe I'll start doing the reading story times. Yes, give me more. Okay, we'll pick we'll pick the new book on Discord. Which if you're not on the Discord, meow. I didn't partake, but it was very fun to be here regardless. Thank you for hanging out. Super fun. Okay, are we ending? Yes, but not just yet. We're gonna raid because I have a movie tonight. I'm gonna see The Amazing Digital Circus. Yes, you can absolutely recommend a raid. Absolutely. If you're trapped in a store for a whole year, which one would you stay in? Each place has a mini store that will have all the water and food you need. 2 raid recs. Okay, send your raid recs. I know you both have raid recs. Let's see. What store? Sleepy Konto? Let's see. Oh, so cute. So cute. I like their model. Zen the Bat. I actually haven't raided into Zen before. I love them. Oh, what to do? Zen and I are hardly ever streaming at the same time, too. Have I raided into... Let me check. Have I raided into Zen before? Because I love them. I want to see your takes on Slay the Princess. I want to hear your detailed, in-depth... Would you guys want me to play that game on stream? Raid Zen? Okay. Okay, we'll raid Zen then. Aw, thank you, William. It's her first stream back. Sorry! Missing no! Happy FitFoot Friday to you both! How are you today? Thank you guys for checking in, meow. You've already recommended a bunch. Thank you. I'm good. We just finished book club for today. We just finished The Last Unicorn. Hold on one second. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Missing No. Welcome back, Educhi. Did you have fun at the movie? Woo. I am very well. We finished book club. We finished The Last Unicorn. We're gonna do a movie night. If you want to watch it, because there's a movie of The Last Unicorn, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely, yeah, we are gonna raid Zen. Did you have fun at the movie? You had fun? I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it literally in 30 minutes. I gotta get out of here. Okay, I love you all so much. I care you all so deeply. Thank you, sailors, for hanging out with me. I'll see you tomorrow for designing my my idol outfit, because I haven't designed it yet. I am gonna see The Amazing Digital Circus. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I literally am watching it in like 30 minutes. But I care you all. I gotta do this so quick because I didn't realize the time. I care you all so much. I hope to see you tomorrow for designing my idol outfit, because I haven't done it yet and I'm so cooked. I will not spoil you guys. Absolutely not. No spoils allowed. No, 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 no. No spoilers. So we'll design my idol outfit together so I can get you guys' input at the same time, because I don't know what I don't know what I want to wear. I'm cooked. And yeah. We'll continue the subathon. I have many hours to complete. Oh boy. Oyasumi meet. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me. I hope you're having fun, and I hope you're not tired of seeing me every day. I hope you're not tired of seeing my face. I care you all so much. Get lots of rest. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah, mwah, mwah.